Good evening. It's the Romany Rye back again. Been a rough old day today. Don't know for why, but my work chap never turned up. No phone call to say why. Said he was going to be here, but didn't come. And I had a lot to get through. All the lanes are washed out here. And all the roads. And I got people wanting to stay. In fact, there's somebody up on the campsite tonight. So I did what I could by myself. And I did have another disaster here this week. Just quickly, I'll tell you this. We had a lightning bolt here that hit the mast, and now we're on internet from a mast, transmitted mast. Blew the mast right up. So now I've got a cable in from next door, temporary internet. So it's been a bit of a rough old day, but anyway, got through it. I'm glad I got through it. And done what I had to do, done what I could do. I worked till about 1:30, come up. Man, he was a bit tired, so I had myself a bit of old sooty there for about an hour. Anyway, moving on. I got an apology first to make tonight. When I was talking about members of the Ware family. And I didn't mention my uncle's wife, Uncle Harry's wife, Auntie Anne. Dear soul, never done nothing wrong to me. Lovely lady. And the truth of the matter is, she's only maybe 12 or 18 months, maybe 2 years older than me. So when I was going to school, I seen her on the school bus. So I've known her for all 8 years. And Auntie Anne, if you're listening or anybody hears this, I apologise for not giving you a mention. I will be doing a story on you and Uncle Harry a little bit later. But for now, I'm sorry. Nothing meant by it. The other thing I got to say is I put up a CD today of a song I done. And that was for Joby Barney. I think he's up in Yeovil. Joby, I need, if you're listening to this broadcast, I need you to send me your address so I can send you the CD. I think you've already done it, but I can't find it. And anybody else who'd like a CD of that song, get in touch with me and I'll send you one. If you want one. Now on tonight's subject, I'm remaining with my mum's sisters and brothers because that's the Richards' side of the family. And we got to stay on there for a while because there's so many of them. Big family. So tonight, well, just when my mum passed, and I was into guitars, I wanted to learn to play guitar. So my Uncle Kenny Willoughby, he could play, and he could sing a bit. So I started going there, and he taught me quite a bit. So when I had all the trouble when my father died, because it was only a matter of 8 weeks, I was looking for a refuge. Now, it's all right for people to say about, or anybody say, you weren't rejected, but I was rejected. No two ways about that. And when you're rejected, you don't know what to do. You don't know where to go, who to ask, who to speak to, you don't know nothing. So I went to my Aunt Edith. Now, what a lovely lady she was. Very softly spoken lady, unassuming, not argumentative, Just a lovely, dear soul. Now, my earliest memories of Aunt Edith, really, is when she and Uncle Kenny lived out on the trailer site opposite Flamingo. And we used to go there. And if the funny thing was, whenever you went there, Uncle Kenny always had the bonnet of his motor up, or he was jacked up, or he was doing something. And that was funny, really. No matter when you went there, you've had big old LD vans, consoles, Zodiacs, Illmans, whatever he had, the bonnet was always up. Now, he and me dad was pals, so I think he met Aunt Edith about the same time as me dad met me mum. So they was pals like. So I think Aunt Edith moved from out the trailer site out to the glebe, where she was a very well respected lady. The people out there loved her. And the thing of it was with Aunt Edith, every single day, fresh loaf of bread, some lovely cheese, and a nice bit of fresh onion, with a hot sugary cup of tea. Food fit for a king. It was all fresh, because travelling women back then would have fresh food every day. There might be a few tins of whatever in the cupboard, but the main bulk of your food was fresh every day. Even so far as when the mushes would go out calling or working or beautying, when they come back, they take the woman to the shop and they're getting a bit of groceries for the day. So every day the food was fresh. And Edith was no different. And besides that, whatever Aunt Edith had, you had. She used to make some lovely food. And whatever they had, you had. Offer her any money? No. Would not take a shilling. Anita, I want to pay some money for the food. No. So I had to do it in different ways. But anyway, she took me in. And there was a neighbour there who she was really friendly with. Next door but one. And she had a daughter called Gail. When I was broke up with my missus, who I eventually married, I went out with this girl. Nothing serious, but never did the right you like it for occurring anything. Gail, cup of tea? Yeah. Gail, pass me my fags. Gail, make a sandwich? Dory. Only had a rock or anything like that, and it was done within seconds. Lovely girl. Anyway, I had a bit of fun. A fun with she. And then there was Keith across the road who married Mary. These was gorgy people like. But they put the word on me and Edith, see? So, time went on a bit. And I got back with me wife. We got back together. But Aunt Edith then, God bless her, you never met a more lovelier woman. Quiet. Wouldn't raise her voice. She got the fucking big old boy in her eye. Her eye used to weep. Her eye was weeping for years. And suddenly, that all went wrong. And she got it in her eye. God bless her. Now, she went in that operation and had an out. A bit emotional now, telling you this, but she was it was pitiful. Crying all the time, God bless her. And she had trouble with this thing that she had to take in and take out. I don't want to go too much into that, but God love her. She was knackered after that. Anyway, I finally got her. And the bloody thing took her life to it. And obviously the boys, Kenny and Brian, the two sons, I still had a lot to do with them. But terrible to watch her. She was one beautiful soul. And she had so much respect from everybody on that estate, I can tell you. Everybody. Beautiful soul. I want to move on now. It's important to know that none of these videos now about my mum's sisters are in any sort of order. But we're moving on now to my Aunt Kathleen. Now, I used to sleep down my granny's tonight. And I'm sure, if I remember rightly, I think Aunt Kathleen had 2 toes on 1 foot. But when you slept in my granny's, how many was there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us with me. 5 of us in the bed, head to toe. And that foot used to trash me to death because Aunt Kathleen had long legs. But she used to trash me to death with that. So she met a fella called Ken Trelaw. Now he was a welder. He was a top class welder. He used to make wide wheels and all sorts. But he was the nephew of the man that I started learn my trade with, Sam Leach. So he had a good teacher. He was also a fine musician. The best. Could play a banjo. Make him sing. And Kathleen used to work in Madroof then. In a big fruit and veg store. A big open one. Right in the middle of Red Roof, beside the pub, was Row & Co. Fruit and veg sellers. And the stuff she used to tell us for Nixies. Put it in the bag, put it on the scales, flip it off, flip it on. Oh, look after you. You would only pester hardly Nixies for bagfuls of stuff. The last time I saw my Aunt Kathleen was when she was going to go to Canada. And give her a doula. She and Uncle Ken Trelaw, they come over to see me. And my bungalow was then being built. I remember as if it was yesterday. She broke her heart, she put her arms around me. And another lovely lady. No, just all for fun. All for fun, like girls was. That's the last time I seen her. And she had more tragedy. She went to Canada, and I think they built themselves a nice big log cabin. And I think, if I got the story right, her husband, Ken Trelaw, he went on a big fishing lake, fell overboard and drowned. But by that time, I suppose Aunt Kathleen's life was over in Canada. Because the gals was only young when they went. She had 2 girls, I think. And she stayed there. And she died there, in actual fact. I think she came back once. I didn't see her when she come back. And then some of the gals went over to see her when she was ill. So she died over there, God bless her. But she made her life for herself, see, over there. And so did her children. So that's 3 of me ma'am sisters that I've talked to you about now. That's my Aunt Liza, my Aunt Edith, and my Aunt Kathleen. There's lots more sisters to go yet. And there's a few funny stories to tell you. But they was all good people. No question about it. So that's bye-bye now from the Romany Rye. Thank you for listening tonight. And we'll have another story tomorrow. Some of the comments I've had have been unbelievable. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my stories. God bless you all.